Let's go through the answers then. Remember, if we're going to work with a single number, we put a 1 underneath it. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 4 is 4. We have 15 over 4. To keep it as simplified as possible, we turn it into a mixed number. How many 4s go into 15? 3, remainder 3. 5/7 divided by 2. First things first, let's turn this whole number into a fraction. And then we do keep, change, flip. Keep 5/7 the same. Change the sign, flip our fraction. So the reciprocal of 2 is a half. And then we complete as usual. 5 times 1 is 5. 7 times 2 is 14. 5 over 14 can't be simplified. We have our final answer. 2 over 5 times 6 over 11. Nice and simple. 2 times 6 is 12. 5 times 11 is 55. This can't be simplified. We're done. 5/9 divided by 5/9. Keep, change, flip. 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 5 is 45. 45 over 45 is 1, which hopefully some of you would have seen straight away, because anything divided by itself is always 1. Now this next question, 5 over 9 squared. So we need to understand what squared means. Squared means times itself. So this means 5/9 times 5/9. 5 times 5 is 25. 9 times 9 is 49. Let's now look at 1 and 2/5 times 2/3. Remember, if you're dealing with a mixed number, your first step should always be turn it into an improper fraction. So let's do it. 1 times 5 is 5, add 2 is 7 over 5 times 2 over 3. We can then complete this as normal. 7 times 2 is 14, 5 times 3 is 15, so 14 over 15 is our final answer for number 1. So let's have a look at the next one. Get rid of all the mixed numbers and turn them into improper fractions. 3 times 4 is 12, add the 1 is 13 over 4. 4 times 10 is 40, add the 3 is 43 over 10. We then complete as normal. 13 times 43 is 559. 4 times 10 is 40. This is an improper fraction, so let's turn it into a mixed number. How many 40s go into 559? You may need a calculator for this, but it's 13 with 39 left over. This can't be simplified, so this is our final answer. Can you see why these questions can be worth quite a lot in your exam? Division. 2 and 1/5, turn it into an improper fraction. 2 times 5 is 10, add the 1 is 11, divided by 1/11. Keep, change, flip. So we end up with 121 over 5. Now 121 divided by 5 is 24, remainder 1. So 24 and 1/5 would be our final answer. So 4 and 2/7 divided by 1 and 3/13. Convert into a mixed number. 4 times 7 is 28. Add the 2. Convert it into an improper fraction. 30 over 7. Divided by 1 and 3/13. 1 times 13 is 13. Add the 3 is 16 over 13. So if we keep, change, flip, keep, change, flip. 30 times 13 is 390. 7 times 16 is 112. There are 3 lots of 112 in 390, with 54 left over. Which simplifies down to 3 and 27 over 56. We do 1/5 divided by 1/11 times 3/7. Now remember, if it's just multiplying and dividing, we simply work from left to right. So let's work from left to right then. 1/5 divided by 1/11. Well, that turned into 1/5 times 11 over 1, because we've done keep, change, flip, which gives us 11 over 5. Well, now we've got 11 over 5 times 3/7. 3 times 11 is 33. 5 times 7 is 35. 33 over 35. A square measures a half by a half. What is the area? Well, remember, a square, all sides are equal, so the base is a half and the height is a half. 1 half times 1 half. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. So, next question. A wall measures 3 3/4 by 3 1/3. Each can of paint can cover 2.5 meters squared and costs £5.50. So the wall is 4 1/3 by 3 3/4. So the first thing we need to do is work out the area. Well, 3 3/4 multiply 4 1/3. If we turn these into improper fractions, 3 times 4 is 12. Add the 3 is 15/4. Multiplied by 4 times 3 is 12. Add the 1, 13/3. Now if we multiply these together, 15 times 13 is 195. And 4 times 3 is 12. These are both multiples of 3, so we can simplify this down to 65/4 to make it a little bit easier to work with. How many 4s go into 65? 16, remainder 1. So we know our wall is 16 1/4 meters squared in size. So now we know this, we know we're going to want to work out how many 2.5s go into it, which now becomes a division question. So it's now 16 1/4 divided by 2.5. Well, we know 2.5 is the same as 2 1/2. Convert these into improper fractions. So we get 65/4 divided by 5/2. Keep, change, and flip to get 130/20. They both end in 0, so we know we can easily simplify this down to 13/2. And 13/2 as a mixed number becomes 6.5, and I'll write that over here. Now you can't buy 6.5 tins, so we'd have to buy 7 tins. So 7 tins at £5.50 each would mean we spend £38.50.